Hi there. Thank you for joining us. This is Saeed with New Bloom Solutions and The Bloom Show, and
Williee Armellini from Flowers and Scents.
And today we've done it again. So we're getting together to bring you another episode of the Bloom/Flowers and Scents show here at SAF 2021 with the purpose of bringing you information, education, to connecting you to valuable information throughout the entire industry. So we have American Floral Endowment today with David Bolton, Patrick Dahlson, and Dwight Larimer. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us today. Thank you so much. I'm going to let Willie take it from here, and please feel free to ask any questions, and remember to subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah, well, welcome to this event here. We decided we would give the endowment some press time here because I support the endowment, or my family has supported the endowment for many years, and it's a good thing. And we talk about needing labor, and this is a place that, you're planting seeds. So tell us about the endowment and where we are these days.
Well, we'll do our best to tell you all the different things that the endowment does. First of all, thank you for having us and giving us the opportunity. Awareness is one of the key obstacles that we fight. So you're helping us get some awareness about the American Floral Endowment, AFE, and the Floral Marketing Fund. So we appreciate that very much. AFE has a very diversified offering. We do scholarships, internships, we do educational grants. We sponsor a lot of research in different areas that supports the industry's academic area of research. We publish that research for free for everyone in the industry. We're doing a lot of things very focused on very specific grower issues, thrips and botrytis in specific. Do lots of different programs that service different industry organizations. We're sponsoring a program here at SAF. We sponsor programs at other organizations. So basically, we try and support the industry in many, many different ways. I think one of the biggest successes that we have, and one that I'm kind of proud of, is we're kind of really trying to forge the collaboration between all the different industry associations in terms of jointly solving problems and banding together, both in terms of brain trust as well as funding. The Floral Marketing Fund, which I'm going to let Pat Dahlson, who's the chairman of the Floral Marketing Fund and president of that corporation, speak a little bit about that. But that's a real success story. So Pat, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dwight. And again, Willie, say thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
The Floral Marketing Fund, one of the directions we're taking now is with all of these different associations, and I happen to be also on the marketing committee on the Cal Flowers board. So we are developing a marketing plan and working with a great creative company to produce collateral that can be used and really put on YouTube videos. And we're in this, you've got 7, 8 different organizations. There's factions, it's fractured ways we're marketing historically. We're trying to become kind of a clearinghouse for, this is a place to come and potentially pool our resources, gain the knowledge of what's going on in different, what are people approaching? Let's not duplicate things. Let's try to figure out how to make it happen together in a way. Let's be talking all the time. And I think we're producing amazing collateral at Cal Flowers that hopefully we can be a place where people are comfortable saying, yeah, I think we can support that in this sort of a neutral, it's sort of neutral playing field to be involved with. It's not, we're just trying to promote flowers. We're not trying to promote South American, domestic, from the moon. We're trying to promote flowers. And we think there's a role for us to play there. We're new at this at the moment, but we've got some great industry folks on our committee and well connected. And so I see this opportunity to be really big, especially now. Flowers have never had the audience that they have right now. We know people talk about it, but the pandemic really showed flowers for people never before have said, I love you, I miss you, happy birthday, happy anniversary. I just want flowers in my home because they make me feel better than during the pandemic. And we hope to continue to find ways to keep flowers top of mind. And again, this is a collaborative effort where we're a neutral playing field. And a lot of us have been on these different boards too. So I think it's very helpful that we have this reach.
One aspect of the endowment I'm sorry, Willie, did I interrupt?
No, no, go
One
ahead.
aspect of the endowment is we try very hard, and Pat alluded to it, bring in all factions of the industry. And the AFE board represents growers, wholesalers, suppliers, retailers.
Yep.
We include all of the different areas of the business because all of their input is important. And sitting here, we have a retailer, we have a wholesaler, and we have somebody in the supply business. So maybe David could take off from the retailer perspective.
Yeah, as been on having the opportunity to serve on the board for about 4 years now. We meet a couple times a year, with the exception of this last year, on site somewhere. We go to the universities that Dwight mentioned, where we support research projects, and it's really been eye-opening to me to go to these universities where the research is being done. We tour the facilities, we talk to the professors, we see and listen to the students doing this research, and it's just been fascinating. As a retailer side, where all this is going on, I thought I knew a lot about the endowment, but then when you sit on the board and you get to actually be a part of the conversations and visit the universities, the research centers, go to the growers, it's a great organization, and one that I've been able to invest in more financially as a result of me being a part of the program.
How's it funded? Where do you get your money from? It's all donations.
Donations, all
Donations.
donations, all donations. We just had this is our 60th anniversary. Yeah, we are celebrating our 60th birthday, and we just had an event, 60 days for the 60th anniversary, and we raised $161,000 in that.
You went way over your goal. Right?
Way over the goal, like triple.
And the funding is so important, and the mission is so important. I think when Dwight mentions awareness is what we need,
Mhm.
and we're an industry. We're an industry from people who breeders who come up with new varieties, and people who buy those plants and those seeds and put them in the ground. And it doesn't happen by magic. It happens by hard work, by investing in things like the Thrift and Bertivis programs that help growers manage their crops better. There might be a beautiful event that the end result is all these flowers that got there, but so much happens along the way. And the more those of us who are in the industry, from the person who produces that event, or just that beautiful, lovely piece for an occasion or for personal use, the more we all know about what it takes, and the more we can invest back into. This is the place to invest back into our industry and have it, flow. Because we do need to invest back in our industry, not just our own companies.
And I see that with this endowment, and one thing that jumps out to me is considering the labor shortage or people also looking for work. And I see that you also just launched New Career Center.
Yes,
Can you tell us about that?
That's a great function. It is basically a job board. It's a way to search both for resumes and to post your resume. It's a very active site. It's very intuitive, easy to use for both the hiree and the hirer. And it's really been a success, and has been taking off pretty significantly, especially in these times.
Exactly.
And so there's sort of a network of opportunities. The career board is kind of at one end, and then in the middle we have the Young Professional Council,
That's
YPC.
Yes.
And that is a place for young professionals to network among themselves. A lot of times jobs are found speaking to one another. And so YPC gives from the academic world all the way through the public work places of employment.
Okay.
YPC members are there. And then one step before that is our internship program. We place lots of interns at lots of different growers, wholesalers, retailers, and growers, and those interns kind of create a network of themselves. And we support those with some pretty significant dollars in terms of the different internship programs, scholarships. Yeah. Well, the internships, we give them grants, and then they're paid. And then, but there's also scholarships, which is kind of a whole nother function. So there's internships as well as scholarships.
You guys are busy.
Well,
there's a lot going on. You have a lot of programs going on. So I'm trying to even summarize it in my head. I'm not sure I can.
Oh, no,
David
there's
mentioned
more
we meet
programs that
twice
haven't
a year
even mentioned.
non-COVID, but the committees are meeting at least bi-monthly. with pretty significant work to evaluate scholarships. There's 20 applications for 5 scholarships, and it's work. It's a lot of work on the committee.
And is that the
There's a
continued
paid
education grant?
Well, there's a whole set of, there's a whole set of grants that are
Okay.
given to different organizations.
Mhm.
And then there's a whole set of scholarships that are given to students that apply.
Amazing.
So there
A lot
are
of
2
support.
different buckets, if you will. Grants go to, we're sponsoring here at SAF a grant to support one of the programs. And then there's different grants that we give to different organizations that apply. Seed Your Future is a initiative that we have supported for probably 5 or 6
Yeah, 5 or
years
6 years now.
with pretty significant dollars, because Seed Your Future has a good mission and they apply. And we from the grant bucket, we grant them some money.
And Dwight, I
As
think
simple
one
as
thing
that,
we
right?
didn't mention yet is we also do studies. We've worked with Charlie Hall to do studies on different consumer tracking type studies, things like that.
And that information's free? Is that what I understand?
Yes.
Yes.
So you make that open to the public's
Yes.
entire industry?
Through our industry.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm still sort of dazed and confused by all the stuff that you all are doing. So, as the average
Well,
person,
hang on. Our executive, what's Debbie's title?
Chester?
Debbie
Executive-
Chester
Chester
is
is-
amazing.
yes,
Like we are, and her staff, they're amazing. So let's not forget about them.
Yeah.
They
yeah. When
are
I saw her on the list
amazing.
originally, I was like, okay, I got to grab her.
Yeah, I know.
But she turned me on to all you 3, so that's great.
No, they are really the engine.
So
We get to help them, but
the
they're
average-
the engine.
Person standing outside that door there in the industry, what would you like their involvement to be?
And that's interesting, if I may say. We just got a comment from Natalia Landozzi. Sorry if I didn't say your name correctly. What is a website for that? So how do they connect, just like Willie saying?
Endowment.org.
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 Good
And
URL.
And that website domain was grabbed many years ago,
Many.
and it is a gold mine,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of endowments in the
That one would like that URL.
But we are endowment.org.
Okay.
Is how to
Great.
connect to AFE.
Well, we want people to be aware of what we're doing, talk about it, also contribute to it, even small dollars. It's not that you have to write big checks. We have a lot of people in this industry, and we just need critical mass.
And you can do that through the website. You can make a donation
Yes,
through the website.
yes. There's a donate now button right on the front page, top right-hand corner. Easy.
Easy peasy. And how do they get involved if they wanted to volunteer? Because I imagine you need volunteers as well.
Yes, and one of the areas that there's obviously boards and committees, but then there's all of the evaluators that we were talking about, the different grants and scholarships, and we reach out to different people in the industry to evaluate those scholarships. So we probably have as many as 90 different people that each take one of the scholarship areas and review it and rank the different applicants, and the top ranking gets the scholarship. And I'll tell you, that's one of the most inspiring areas. The young people coming up in this industry are just incredible. It is just a fabulous thing to go through all of those resumes. And we have some significant $10,000 PhD and master program grants, all the way down to $1,000 for a marketing program in the floriculture industry. And so a lot of 21 different scholarships, and then some mega. The Altman family and the Ecke Fund are mega graduate program and postgraduate PhD program supports.
Do you have an idea?
Significant,
Sorry.
$5,000 to $10,000.
Do you have an idea of how many total volunteers it takes to run this? Because Willie's flabbergasted how much you do. So how many?
Well,
How big is the
I
team?
think I'm going to flash back to his comment about the staff that are really.
Debbie's
We probably
staff,
got one of the best teams right now. Debbie and her team of Karen, Candace, and Shanley are
It's
phenomenal.
a small team, but they produce.
Yeah.
No, I see it. Their social media has been kicked up. I
Yes.
see the people that get the grants. I guess we see them
And there's a
posting.
ton of paperwork. Candace is the one that has to manage all of the paperwork for all of the students. It's like herding cats. You have hundreds of students that got to get placed at all these different places, and they got to get all their paperwork together, and they got to do all that. and Candace is the staff person that does that. And it is a herding cats, and she does a phenomenal job.
So as we speak, there are people out there in training. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You know,
Yes.
that are in the program that are getting trained to either be growers or whatever, right?
Oh yeah. No, it's a portal to come into the industry. A lot of them come in to do research and be growers, and if they're passionate about the flower industry, they may land in my place.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And that we just need people who want to be in our industry.
Yeah.
And we do this. Endowment does a hell of a job.
Well, and as we know,
with the big umbrella.
the biggest challenge one we have, it came up today too, is the succession. And a lot of wholesalers are run by people that are my age and older that don't know who's going to take over. So do they go away, or so seeding the industry like you're doing with these grants and scholarships is beautiful.
One of the newer internship programs, we have a lot of grower internships where they go work at a grower. There's a whole program for business internships and any aspect of business. And that sometimes gets the short end of the stick. You don't think about all the things in logistics and in finance and in marketing and things like that. But there is a Demery Family Fund that will support any business internship at a floral industry firm. And so we, I guess, really try and cover the waterfront from growing, propagating, all the way through to the business elements of things. And when you mention, transitions, a lot of that is just staffing and bringing people in and getting people trained. And so AFE is working hard to bring those people to the table, and just about every person that goes through an internship ends up with a job in the industry.
And the term, it's not your father's wholesale, and that is so true. Like, we used to do it all when we grew up in the flower business, which
That's the way to do it.
and we did it all, and we didn't, we did everything from soup to nuts. Today, we are a lot bigger as a company, but we have a lot of professional jobs,
Specialties.
from internal accounting to marketing to e-commerce. Professional positions like you've never seen before.
It didn't even exist in the
They
industry.
didn't exist. We just all did it, and we just worked our
Tails
off, and then we got her done. And we got to get her done in different ways now.
Yeah,
We
and
need
that's the
these
future of the
professionals.
industry.
There are a lot of
Back to that
professional
career board
jobs. Yeah.
Back to
and the
career.
importance of that.
And it's
That's
amazing industry. For anybody who's tuning in here, our industry is amazing. It is a lifestyle job where you just find people with flower passion that, it's just an amazing industry. I'm a big sales rep.
Yeah, well, we've been
For the
in
industry.
we've been in it a while, and people stick around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They might change jobs, but they're still in the business.
Certainly.
I still see them, they have a different badge on, but they're in the business because it's a passionate business. It's a small family. Let's face it. In the grand scheme of things, it's a small family of like-minded people.
Absolutely.
How does a corporation get involved in that aspect of
A donation. Yeah.
not the donation part, but in the in the facilitation of an employee or
Well, in terms of looking for people on the career side, just being posting your jobs on the career board,
okay,
would be a way and a great opportunity to say, hey, we have an opening in the accounting department, we have an opening in graphic design. That's
and
one
that's
way
free
to,
of charge, or
actually, for the posting of a job, there is a charge. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly.
No
what it
problem,
is.
no problem.
I don't remember what it is either, but yeah, sure is. But also there's, God, I lost my train of thought. Well, come back.
Yeah, okay.
that's where all of that.
Oh, no. So a company, I can put my company in and say, we will take interns.
That's where I was
so-
going. Thank you.
So then I'll get, hey, we have somebody who lives so-and-so. You have a branch there. Great. We'll interview them. We'll hopefully, it's a process,
Okay.
but hopefully we get them because they got to be able to live where they're going to work.
Right, yeah.
And they got to want to work crazy hours, and we do pay our interns.
Mhm.
But we'll put our name up and say we're prepared to have interns. We have a perfect couple spots for them. Then they'll say, well, they want to work here or there, or they're interested in this part or aspect. Can you expose them to that? So we've done interns and worked with bringing in interns. We love it, and that's a great source of of getting college work experience and introducing people in college level to our industry.
It's opportunity.
What I want to do when I have an intern, I just want to send people back and they go, I had an amazing summer. I worked at this wholesale flower company.
It was great.
And they taught me marketing. I worked with fresh flowers in the cooler. I did all these different things, and we expose them to stuff and hope they go back and share that. And again, that's seeding your future in a different way.
We have intern programs for retail, wholesale, growers, all segments of the intern. There are specific internships for each one of those segments. So,
and the job force assumes the flower business is florist only. And
Sure.
how many times, oh, you own a floor? No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So you're giving that opportunity to shine on the different aspects of business opportunities.
and there's
employment.
nothing like a boots on the ground experience with doing it
It's
and
addictive.
whatnot. So the internships are huge, and I think they're beneficial to the companies that
They are.
that
They are. They keep our people interested. They keep, we're able to show ourselves off in different ways, and people want to do that.
You have different levels of giving, and you have a platinum, gold, and is that right? Do you have that level?
Yeah, from a recognition standpoint.
Yeah, I remember
just-
seeing
just-
that on, in brochures and whatever.
So there's different levels, and they're cumulative. So, if you're going to give $10,000 each year, after 10 years, you're going to hit the $50,000 level and whatnot. And they're cumulative, and we recognize the cumulative giving of people over the many years. And probably one of the things we've had some great non-event. Usually we have a dinner in connection with the Society of American Florists convention. And the nice thing about that is we get to recognize on stage, the top givers, and they get their plaque and they get their applause and they get a little 30 seconds of glory. And you miss that in these situations. But, we have a table with an amazing list of sponsors and contributors to the 161,000 that we just raised in 100. And it's a who's who of the industry. It was really, really a heartening experience to see everybody that stepped up through this 60th anniversary fundraiser.
Well, 60th anniversary.
Congratulations.
It turns out somebody told me that it's the 20th anniversary for Flowers and Scents. I started this in 2001. So
Rock and roll.
imagine that
Here you are.
as a little bit of an internet experiment. Well, look, I think perhaps in conclusion here is that the endowment does a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, you got a lot of things going on. You got so many things going on.
Let me just put it this way: if there's something we're not doing that needs to be done,
Tell us.
please tell us.
I mean, we are an umbrella for big portal for people to come in.
No, I like that concept because you need that clearinghouse, if you will. It's not politically motivated. Nobody has an axe to grind. There's enough people represented from across the board that it's a common ground.
Yeah.
It's common ground. It's a great program, and I'm happy that we have the opportunity to at least get people to learn more about it and make a contribution. It's seeding the industry. You're investing some money back in the industry. And before we go, but there's one last thing with these initiatives that are going on. You have the Floral Board, which is supported by some of the groups, I think, and then you have what they're trying to do. Who else is trying to do it? Cal Flowers is doing it with. That's part of the Floral Board.
Cal Flowers. We
doing
decided to take a leadership role in producing material and working with a marketing firm that was very successful in the UK.
Right.
We need more flowers. If anybody looks that up. So the firm we're working with, our tagline is that flower feeling, and we're producing some really cool stuff. And it's going to be shot actually. The image or the whatever you want to call them, the collateral
Content.
is going to be shot in Europe in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And we're getting our team over there. We've got the director, and we've put our money where our mouth is.
Looking forward to it.
So,
And then so Cal Flowers, and then there's Floral Board, right? So Floral Board is trying to do something similar. Are you competing for funds? I wonder.
Right now, that's in the research and development stage in terms of figuring out all the buttons and bases that need to be pushed and the bases that need to be touched in terms of putting it together. And that's an effort that, again, is being collaborative. The endowment or Floral Marketing Fund is serving just kind of as a clearinghouse for the funds for that. And we're not doing anything other than just sort of handling the logistics of the finances, and bills get submitted and we pay them.
You know, and there are so many. I mean, we're all marketing every day, right? I mean, we all have social media. We all have these areas where flower images have never been seen more than they are now with social media, with all the different, just all aspects.
Instagram.
They're out there.
It's out there.
I mean, can anyone tell me that they would have ever thought that? I would say 25 to 50% of all commercials use flowers as a medium for how
It's amazing.
I don't care if it's Amex or
Yes.
It's in the background
there's David's
somewhere.
flower shop.
Yeah.
What is David got a commercial? No, it's somebody that's doing something with technology that's using a flower shop.
Yeah.
Or Wix. You see
Riding our
Wix and you
coattails.
see the
Exactly. It's
e-commerce.
amazing how flowers have this. They're really there. We're really at the
Metrolina
head of the table.
greenhouses. Metrolina greenhouses were just featured in a American Express.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
product
MSL,
like
but
it.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
there's no
Great.
product like it where it creates that life. Everybody's going to touch it or use it, even if you're not in the business of
Yeah.
flowers.
Farm girl flowers with on the
Amex
Amex
or whatever.
Yeah.
No, Capital One.
Capital One, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, gentlemen, I think we have, talked about this. I think we've given perhaps a good understanding of what the endowment's about and how to participate in it and what good you're doing. And I applaud what you're doing.
Well,
Likewise.
thank you very much for
Thank
having
you.
us, and please join our efforts. And donations are a wonderful
Well,
thing.
donations make it work. It
Yep,
drives the
makes the
bus,
world
so
go round.
puts fuel in the
Yeah.
tank.
So,
That's
thanks,
fantastic.
Willie.
All right.
So
Yeah,
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining.
Audience. Yep.
Thank you, everybody that was viewing. Thank you again for participating, and please reach out to the endowment. It was endowment.org. Very easy for more information if you're a florist, even for yourself, or if not, just spread the word. I think that's what everybody needs a little bit more of. So again, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your time. And gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate
Thank
you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Great. Beautiful.
Fantastic. We're good.
Done?
All right.
Good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
It's a
very
wrap.
much.